What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so before I get into this video, shout out to the brother Zach Hankins for the donation to the channel via the Cash App. Much respect to you for showing love to Too Raw for TV. So this is something that I've seen a couple of people comment about on my YouTube videos. I've seen a little bit of discussion about this. So apparently, there's this pastor, a Christian pastor, who recently had made some noise about supposedly a vision that he had of Jesus, informing him that he would be returning for the rapture. And it would be between September 23rd and September 24th. Now, I'm not a religious person. I'm not a religious expert. But generally speaking, the rapture is basically the belief that Jesus Christ will return to his kingdom of earth, the planet, right? His kingdom here in earth. And it will be a judgment day for those who believe in him versus those who don't believe in him. I think it'll be almost like a holy war against those who do not believe in him. Those who do believe in him will be rewarded with everlasting life. Heaven. Those who don't will be damned into the fiery pits of hell and oblivion, more or less, right? I mean, I don't have all the details about it. I'm not an expert, but that's pretty much how I understand that to be, all right? So the preacher's name is Joshua, appears to be African, Joshua Maleka, okay? And he went viral after claiming Jesus appeared to him in a vision and told him it would happen during the Jewish Feast of Trumpets, also known as Rosh Hashanah. As I said before, the rapture is a belief held by some evangelical Christians that Jesus will return to earth to take true believers to heaven, while the rest will remain for a period of, okay, that part I'm incorrect on. I was always under the impression that those who did not believe in him would face damnation, but this is saying Jesus will return to earth to take true believers to heaven, while the rest will remain for a period of greater tribulation before the imminent end of the world. The prediction prompted rapture talk, a wave of religious hysteria that swept through TikTok. And of course, Jesus did not make this scheduled appearance. And the pastor, as Jesus had not come yet, said, I wonder how God works this out in terms of the minute and the second. And the live stream ended at 12:17 a.m. on the 24th. And he implored his followers to keep a vigil, to keep looking out for Jesus. He is coming, but he never came. The pastor has not been online since. And from what I understand now, that online event, that live stream has been deleted from social media. And now he's saying that he will make his return to earth, Jesus, sometime in October. Okay, now it's October. I'm just going to say this, okay? Like I said, I'm not a religious expert. I'm not usually even all that comfortable talking religion, but this is a requested video. This isn't the first time that I've heard something like this from someone who claims that Jesus or God has communicated with them, okay? I remember something to an effect of, I think it was in the late 80s. It might have been 1988. Supposedly the rapture was supposed to happen that year at a particular time, and there was this huge gathering. And of course, Jesus didn't show up. I think something happened in the 90s. Jesus didn't show up. Now, this isn't necessarily perhaps the rapture per se, but we all remember the Mayan calendar fiasco of 2012. Of course, the Mayan calendar ended in 2012, which led many to believe that the end of the world would come in 2012. It did not. And we've had these things happen continuously throughout history. If we do a little research, I can't remember the dates in my head, but man, this has happened countless times where someone claims that Jesus has spoken to them and he will be returning on such and such date, and it never happened. Now, I'm not saying that there isn't a such thing as Jesus Christ. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm trying to get to people with this is, if he was coming back, why this person? Why is he communicating with this particular pastor and not any of these others that are out there? I mean, if he was going to come back, right, you would think it'd be a message that he would leave toward all true religious leaders, not just this particular guy, right? Sometimes this is what I think happens. Partially, I think some of these guys are con artists who have really no conscience. We've definitely know that a lot of these religious hucksters are shysters, trying to make a name for themselves. I think that's the majority of the case with these types of guys, and that's why I suspect with this dude. There's also a chance, or I guess a chance that possibility that this guy might be mentally ill. This could be some manifestation of mental illness on this guy's part. Okay? I do think, too, that sometimes people can get so deep into religion, that rabbit hole, that they lose perspective of reality. And, they start thinking of themselves as a vessel to, or a vessel from which God speaks to them. And any random thought that comes to their head, they think it's coming from some divine entity, when it could just be, in his mind, he just got into his head somehow that Jesus is coming back this fall. Okay, like if it's a program that's supposed to come back, like on TV or something, back on the fall schedule. I don't know, man. I don't know what to think of all this. Honestly, I think it's bullshit. I think that most of these situations, or almost all of them, are con artists. And the more these types of situations occur, the least likely people are going to be to believe in religion. You're hurting religion doing this type of stuff. You're hurting religion, which, already globally and especially in America is on a downward trend anyway. And I'm not saying that's a good thing, because in many ways, I think we were a better country when we were more religious. Because I definitely am not in favor of Sin City. I'm not in favor of people doing and saying whatever they think they can. We were in a very precarious situation spiritually, which is not necessarily the same thing as religion when I talk about spirituality. But yeah, I think this guy's full of shit. I think he's a con artist. And people gotta be wary of guys like this. But that's all I got to say about it. Tell me what you guys think.